Ooh, family, hello. I had a couple of things to do today. I swear I thought I would be back way earlier. I did get back, then of course, important phone call. So I did not have time to get my video started on time. I apologize. I had to delay yesterday. Had to run and help my daughter with something, and just getting this rescheduled for today. Now, after postponing it twice today, I think we are pretty much ready to get started. Whoever's interested or needing some help only, I am, getting this set up for. So, not to say that anybody doesn't know what to do or handle in their situation, but my thing is if you can find any additional help, yeah, then I'm okay with helping with that. So let's do this. Think I am going to play a song or two and wait for anyone that may want to come in, before we get started. So let's do that. Let me find something I want to play real quick. Play some Huey P. Let me see. Let's see. What am I playing? See if I get a couple people play some for about 2 or 3 minutes. See if I can get somebody else to come in before we get started and, kind of go from there. So let's see. Do I want to play? This is a good one too. I'll play this. All right, I'm gonna play this real quick. Let me see if I can get it. Um, Play on YouTube because I know my sound be crazy sometimes. I don't know if it be this internet or what be going on, but I'm gonna mute this for a minute. We might actually be in business here, guys. Let's see. My stream's going okay, so let's see how it goes. Must not be too busy this evening. We'll talk about. Oh yeah, it is Parlor. Sorry guys, I won't be able to start it off like that. So I'm gonna close that out. So it's not doing what I needed to do, and I'm not gonna go on this other computer because I'm tired. I'm staying in my room where I'm comfortable. Okay, so basically, let me leave the studio on this because it's acting crazy. Yeah, it's about getting on my nerves. Getting on my nerves. I don't think we're gonna do that. Let's just get into the information. I'm a little tired and this thing now is getting stuck. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to shut this down. So basically, yeah, I want to talk about relationships. I had a friend of mine Call and tell me about a couple thing she was going through, and she was not too happy. Some of the stuff she's been going through for a while, and just trying to like work through it. It's a lot of times, it's okay to work through things in a relationship, but sometimes some things aren't workable. Sometimes you cannot force yourself into something. People will say, well, if we are in a relationship, or if something, let me close this out because it is on this thing. Okay, perfect. If they're in a relationship, they want to continue to grow and go in and out of relationship, having this problem, that problem, that's fine. If there are extreme issues in a relationship and you're not able to um, both accept it, whatever the other person has done to offend you, hurt you, make the distrust, or what have you, if you're not able to focus on building from that point, once you've told the person that you forgive them, or you know um, that you're ready to build the relationship from that point. If you cannot forgive the person and forget it, basically, it's going to come up. Yes. When I say forget it, that means forget about it. Don't bring it up. You can't throw it in the person's face. It's very unfair to tell a person that peace and blessings, sis. It's very important, that when you tell a person about their issue that they've caused you or put upon you, or the feelings that they've caused you, that you've forgiven them for them, that you've forgiven them, and that you are going to move past it. And then you turn around and you're still holding that thing, because what happens is when you're holding that thing, it doesn't give you a chance to grow. No matter how much effort that person gives, no matter what they do, you're going to still see that issue. So if they're telling you that they're going to make a change, and they've started to make a change in your mind because you haven't really forgiven it, any little inkling of that particular thing is going to manifest. You're going to see things that you shouldn't see. You're going to hear different things that you shouldn't hear from what they're saying, interpreting things in a different manner than what they were presented as, so on and so forth. So we have to make sure that when you're in a relationship, if you decide to forgive a person for something, you have to move from that point. So I want to start there. Since this subject actually came up due to an issue, I won't mention any names or anything. We're just going to talk about situations, because this is happening with a lot of people. Sometimes people are married, and they get into relationships, and they want to try to make things work, and they want to try to strive to build together and do all these things. But if the person isn't sound in their own mind, first off, we're going to talk about that. That's going to create the larger issue. When you have people that are continuing to not have the strength in themselves, the inner knowledge, the inner control, the inner ability to, make progress and not stagnate themselves. These people, it's kind of hard to build relationship with them. No one's perfect, obviously, but what you have to do is find people that coincide with you, someone that has to have the same sort of thoughts as you, the same sort of plans as you, as far as the things that they want in their future, if it's something that's immediate or not. A lot of people like relationships, but they don't necessarily care to be um, married. A lot of times, what they're doing is thinking about, building, because it's hard alone. They don't want to struggle alone. Two's better than one. All these things, which is true and factual, but to just pick a person based off of those type of means, a lot of times it doesn't lead to anything great. Um, basically. Peace. What's up, babe? Hey, let me put the link out. I don't know what you're talking about, bro, but if you want to pop up, you already know you're welcome to. I'm just covering a few little things. You might even be able to add on to it from a young man's perspective. um, so yeah, when it comes to that, we're not all the time being in the right position to actually get in a relationship, maybe not really stable enough mentally to get into a relationship. What's going on, bro? Oh man, I'm meant to hit you up today. Well, I will after this live actually. But yeah, we have to be very careful of what we're doing and what's going on in these relationships because when you're not doing the right things, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Salute, salute, salute. How you doing?
Great, great. What you say, bro?
Nah, I'm just talking about this other bills because I just now caught yours because like I said I've been in another one. I didn't realize you even went live. I haven't been getting your notifications like that either. But
I know. You know they mentioned what do you call it? Shadow banning me. I see what Dojo was talking about. I swear. You know what's crazy? The reason I even noticed it is because which one was it? What made me notice it? I don't want to lie, but maybe 2 weeks ago, a week and a half or so ago, right? I did a video. It might have been a sun gazing when I did. You remember when I did that, bro? You was in the chat.
facts.
Um, so remember when I did that video, right? It said like, you know how to tell you like when you in the video, it'll say like so many people had seen it and there's so many people that liked it or what have you. What they actually did, they took all my likes. Like the next morning, I went back in it because it was something that I don't know, somebody was saying or something. I want to look at the information. So I go back to the video the next morning, right? And I'm looking like, well, what the heck happened to the likes? It literally was at 0 likes. And that was like, I'm like, what? Well, I know I had like, I think it was like maybe 21 likes or 18, 19 likes or something like that while I was watching it. And then that next morning, like I said, it was down to 0. So they literally took them. So what I noticed is they've been doing that to me. So that lets me know that they're blocking the like you said, the notifications. People don't really get my notifications if they're not looking to see, oh, if Sister Soul live or whatever. And then a lot of other people be live that's more popular than me, so they ain't gonna know that I'm live. So it's real weird that just started happening actually like maybe I'll say the last 2 weeks. Well, I noticed it 2 weeks ago. I don't know how long it's been going on, to be truthful.
Unless you know that you saying something that's worth all that happening. Not to give it no positive outlook in regards to what they doing, but in the situation of yourself, it's letting you know that you doing what you got to be on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's appreciated when y'all do speak y'all truths because at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to get everyone to see in these builds, which I don't understand why we don't come to that. You know what I'm saying? That conclusion, but it is what it is. It's like with us speaking our truths, that's put more power out there because now even if your truth is in my eyes ignorant or a lie, that's now giving me the authority and power in myself to be like, okay, that person has the same birthright that I do. So now I could do exactly what it is that they even doing, even if it's not in the fashion that I would necessarily go about it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's just I, I I swear, don't let me get to thinking and talking because that's gonna be a big problem, babe. I swear, I feel like it's sick almost. It's like you know how I keep saying this about the conscious community is like it's like a plot to like really bring it down, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of this is manipulation and playing and plans and a lot of these people is just like it's the community is more like how some churches are. Like some pastors really go into it because they believe in the God and they want to do this and that, da da da. A lot of them go into it because they want that check, they want that money, they want the write off, this and that. So when it comes to that, I believe in this community, it's pretty much the same thing. So now a lot of these people are being exposed, just like how they had a lot of the government and the entertainers and stuff that was exposed when Trump exposed a whole bunch of these people. So with this, it's like with all this exposure and everything that's going on, all the different like you already know what be going on, bro. The tit tat back and forth. It's like it's no focus on any type of real knowledge. Here and there, we get a little bit here and there. We might get on the panel, somebody building on something good, everybody serious, boom, it'd be beautiful, and that's like so rare. Um,
Exactly.
and it's bad,
For
but it's
real.
rare.
Exactly. That was my whole point on really quite a few of these builds. Like at the end of the day, I gotta work on self, so I can't put myself ahead of nobody. Period. But it's like realistically, how many people willing to put themselves in that same position in regards to being humble? I wouldn't necessarily, not even necessarily being humble, but at least being honorable to self and to others. Because at the end of the day, hold on, sister, so I got an echo. I don't know if that's is that
It
me?
might be me. Let me mute while you talking, babe. Go
No,
ahead.
you good, you good. It's just at this point, what are we really looking for? You know what I'm saying? Because you hit on it. It's like I know, and honestly, that's really where I've been at. It's like, you know, you really been just looking for outside help because realistically, sometimes it's uncomfortable to do things by oneself, especially when it comes to certain tasks that we think is beyond just us. So it's always comforting to have that extra push. But at the end of the day, it comes down to like one of my associates and I was talking about, how bad do you want it? You know what I'm saying? Like if we really want it as bad as we are talking about it, there wouldn't be no if, ands, or but about what it would take for us to get there. No matter what they would be throwing in our way, you're not gonna necessarily be ready until you're in that present moment. You know what I'm saying? I just actually watched a video of of a dog apparently in his neighborhood. Is on the internet, but it was some black men sitting out, and the dude actually jumped over the baby when the dog came up, and then the other dudes thought to grab the children, and it just like that's what I'm saying right there is the mental state of where we at is in a moment of truth. What are you going to actually do? And that's the key factor. You got a lot of people who going to pretty much focusing on self, and then you'll see others who will actually take that initial step to help somebody else out. So it's just like until you get put in that position, it's like you just gonna be in a loop of trying to guess who's who. And that's what I think the universe is putting us in more and more into, is that position to where now it's gonna be as clear as day based off of actions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, say that, baby. That's just what I've been saying. And it's crazy because I know you done heard me say it a few times, because when I get excited or I'm feeling a lot of like the love and the that's so funny. I say I'm feeling a lot of the love, right? So even saying that, I have to think about it. A lot of times a lot of the love is really coming from myself. A lot of times it's because I'm just feeling it. I feel like I'm retrieving it and receiving it the same way that I'm giving it. You know what I mean? So that's not always the case. So what we have to do is, just shine either way, and like I've been doing, I've been like kind of been dimming myself behind the way I've been feeling about how things are going and this and that, the distractions and, people, like you say, doing this and that, people not being of their word, people just not being the stand-up person. They act like they be on these panels and they this, that, da, 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 boom, boom, boom. Then when it comes to anything that they may have said or doing or taking the action, it's like, where's any of that? And it just gets a little frustrating to me because it's like I don't see people even sticking to their word a lot. I'll say that, or being the person of their word, and that's disappointing. It's like, wow, it's like, I don't know, I just don't get it. And it's tiring because there's so much going on out here where we need to be building ourselves mentally more than anything else. Of course, I always talk about let's get a community, so we don't have to depend on these people. Boom, boom, boom. I can't do it by myself. Shit, if I hit the lotto and had a couple of $1 million or something, I could do it. But other than that, I'm not really prepared. So all I can do is reach out and try to find
But
like-minded people.
ain't ain't that crazy though, sister? So like that's the idea of a lot of us. Like we got this mindset and mind frame of like being able to be in position to save the world in a sense, but it's like the world need to be trying to save itself as a whole. It's like you
Right.
said, you can't really go out your way to necessarily fix everybody's problems, but you would like to, because why wouldn't you want to release some stress off of everybody if that's the key factor that's keeping us all miserable right now?
hmm And my thing is, if I can, how can if I can, I do what I can do. Let me say that. I don't really I will go out my way, but I don't go out my way a lot. I won't go out to imposition myself when I say go out my way, because a lot of times people say, "Oh, you're going out your way." That could mean a couple of different things. I won't imposition myself, but I will go out my way. I don't mind, making a little bit of a discomfort for myself if I know that I'm assisting somebody else. especially if it's for the right reason or a good reason, or, I know it's a real necessity. You know what I mean? So you are always usually able to tell the discernment of who to help or who not to help. So if you foolish enough just to be helping this here, there, that, putting energy towards certain people, or what I'm saying, then that's on you. But we have to be discerned with the people that we're helping and stuff as well too, because I used to be in a position of doing it, just giving, 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 and it's like one day God had told me in my head, literally, like I was sitting on my bed having a conversation, and it was like you sit and you giving everything to all these different people, but when you have a need, where's anybody else? Like literally nobody could help me in my situation. It was crazy. Like, and I was just sitting there thinking about I have this person, that person, and this person, that, not that I did it for them to help me, but it was disappointing that wow, when I need somebody, I really didn't have anybody to turn to at the time. And that makes you think about the ones that you helped that maybe didn't deserve it, or I could have kept that energy for somebody else. And when I say helping, that don't mean like necessarily money. That could be like spiritually, emotionally, different things. I mean, like people always calling on me for all types of stuff, so I'll get my energy, be drained, and all kind of stuff, trying to assist others. And I don't mind doing that because I can usually rebuild myself. I'm pretty good, so I'm good. I don't mind, getting a little upset or irritated here and there, or you know. But we just gotta be mindful of even giving away all that energy and having to maybe being prepared for what we need. You know what I'm saying, bro? What we need for
Yes.
ourselves or to give to the right people. Let me say that. Peace and blessings, sis. What's up, babe?
Why have you here? I just saw you have a podcast coming up with is it with the woman who made the Matrix or
Yes, yes, Sophia. Yes, yes, yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I called her, asked, I'm like, yo, what you do? Cause you know what made me want to do it? The app Power had he played somebody's video
Yeah,
with her interview. And I was gonna jump up there, and I did jump up there. I got up off there real quick because I didn't get a chance to talk, and
I
I was
feel
trying to
that.
say it real quick, but either way, But I was trying to tell them, about a conversation I had had with her before, and talking to them, that so I was like, you know what, let me see if she'll be able to do this interview with me. And sure enough, I called her, and she called me right back today, and she said yeah, she's gonna do it, so she's gonna do it
That's
next
dope.
Sunday.
Hey, that's dope, Sister Flo, for real. Like I said, I respect and appreciate because I be seeing what you be doing, and I'll be seeing how it be when you be on the panels. I mean, I don't know if you be seeing me in the chat talking about let her
I
speak,
see you, bro.
but yeah, it be like that. I definitely be feeling you. Cause I
Yeah.
mean, again, it's just a beauty to see though that we are geniuses, but it's just a matter can we all agree to that? Because there's a lot of just the ability for us to be able to put eat spells together or to put the
Yes.
astronomy together, the anatomy together, like all these different factors that tie us to where and who we are now as a people. It's like we can't stop this for a second and realize how great we really are and what we've accomplished, even though it maybe seem like a lot because the system of chaos we've been implemented
Yes.
in, it's like no. When you stop and think about it, a lot could be changed if we just put our minds, like I said, to it.
Exactly. And that's what it is, babe, because I swear, I know I be sounding so repetitive, and it's like I keep repeating things. It seems like it's gonna stick. It's gonna stick. If I say it here and there, if I say this thing or that, because people hear me, they act like they be hearing what I'm saying, and then like I'll be on the panel, right, and then they'll get up there and they'll be talking about something. I'm like, but damn, they really didn't hear me and shit. Bro, it'd be so disappointing. And then like I be getting the impression like when I'm talking, you already know how they do, and it's like, well, damn, you cut me off. Like, damn, I done heard that shit before, but damn, did you really hear it? Did you get it? Did you understand, or did you let it go in one ear and out the other? Because that's what it seems like it's going on. Because the conversation sometimes I'm hearing is like, are y'all really hearing me? Because it seems like y'all be on the page when we talking about it, but then you turn around the next, bro, it be sending me in a dishevel in my mind, and this is what I can't really do. That's why I haven't really did too much of the panels lately. in the last like week or so. I'll jump up here and there, and as soon as the energy is whatever way, I'm gone. I'm not gonna
I
be
mean, but what's
playing.
that doing though? Because you managed to put yourself in. You still building on your platform, and with you two women and the knowledge that y'all both have, and the factors and what I know the bill could lead to, it's like, well, that's more potential for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. Even in the midst of all that, you still finding your way through it all. So that's what's up.
Right. And you know where they come from, babe, being myself. I'm just doing me. I'm being I'm being myself. I'm not it seemed like it's like everybody, not everybody, a lot of people are participating kind of in the entertainment stuff. You know what I'm saying? The entertainment is like more of the mind building versus the spiritual building.
The
You see?
facts. I mean,
Think
even if you
about
look
it,
at it,
babe.
even on the factors this community, instead of us putting the
Yes.
actions towards the work, it's more towards the entertainment of what it's
This
supposed to
is
be about.
Yes, yes. The entertainment, the entertainment. What I'm gonna talk about? This and da da da. Like now, I'm hearing this new word, and I don't know if everybody thinks the shit cute, but it ain't cute to me. And they talking about the content creators, the content creators, or talking about content, getting content. It's like I do okay, let me say this. I do that, right, particularly for my radio show because it is an entertainment platform. The YouTube, it is an entertainment platform, mind you. So this is the thing. This is where I think people get it twisted, bro. It's a YouTube is an entertainment platform, but it's supposed to be a platform for you to put out you. You know what I'm saying? It's a YouTube. This is what people lose the concept of.
Bingo,
It's
bingo.
supposed to be you, putting out what you feel, what you know, what you think, wanting people to feel you so that they can have that interpretation to see if it varies on their life or if it can interpret their life or if it can bring some laughter to their life, even if it's a comedian or you know what I'm saying? Because people do different things on YouTube. Some people do recipes only, and you know what I'm saying? It's different things everybody has a focus on. This is what they love doing. So, oh, I'm gonna do this on YouTube. This is what they do. So understandable, it's entertainment. Now, when I come to the conscious community, I'm looking for spiritual growth. I'm looking for building. I'm looking for intelligent knowledge. I'm looking for educational knowledge. I'm looking for certain things. You know what I'm saying? And what I've been finding or discovering is that it's a bit of that, but a lot of it is more so entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's more so um about if I can entertain these people enough to make them give me my money. If I can entertain these people enough to say cash app, hurry up, send a cash app. If I can entertain them enough to build enough followers so that this money thing is this, and that. Not to say I'm not ignorant to think like, oh, money don't matter. Shit, I pay bills. I like nice things, but the fact of the matter is I'm not preying because this is the way I be seeing it. I'm not preying on people to pull them into my space so that I can manipulate their mind to have them entrust in me to be sending the money all the time. You understand what I'm saying, babe? It's like it's
Facts.
different. Like lately, the last I'll say maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks, people have like, oh, Sister Soul, what's your cash app? So I put it up there. Chris had did my first little banner, and he's like, "What's your cash app, Sister Soul?" So he put it in that first little, the little, the thing that's going around and say Sister Soul. He did my first one like that.
Right, a little ticker.
The little ticker, thank you, babe. So when he put that up, right, he put my cash app in it. That was really, I think, the first time I ever even put my cash app up was because he put it on there. In the last few weeks, like I said, a couple of people asked, "Hey, Sister Soul, what's your cash app?" Gretchen, Big Philly, Grandma, a couple of people hit me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. It was so sweet. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. I loved it because it meant something to me. They wanted to make sure they gave me something because they felt something for me about what I'm doing, and it was out of their heart. You understand what I'm saying, babe? So that was a difference, you know,
Facts.
versus somebody like, oh, y'all send me these cash up, and I'm getting 100 here, 50 here, 20 here, 10 here, 10 there. Everybody send me money. I might mention a name here or there or whatever, but shit, all I see is the dollar. I don't see these people. You know what I'm saying?
I mean that, and then exactly, and then there's no shout
It's
outs to the
crazy.
person necessarily all the time on who's getting. But even with that being said, it's like over time, how much bread's been accumulated amongst this community. Like, you mean to tell
Yes.
me as much has been donated, we didn't donate to put in a pot to actually make some changes? Because the same way that there's taxes that are getting withdrawn from a lot of people's checks or saving, whatever the case is, the same taxes that are supposed to be helping the communities aren't obviously helping the community. So it's like, what's the niche here for people to start understanding that? I mean, we're gonna keep being in chaos until we decided to change it.
Samantha, hey boo. Yes, you're right, babe.
But
Definitely.
Sister
We
Soul,
gotta do something. Even when what you say? I'm sorry, go ahead, babe.
nah, you good? Cause I'm here myself. It's like a late. It's like I'm coming in late. But no, I'm
What
about to get you.
time
Say
is
I'm about
my
to get you
thing?
hop
Let me
off
check
here
this.
due to the fact that I gotta due to the fact that I gotta get up fairly early in this AM. But no, I appreciate the opportunity to be on here speaking with you. You know, I'm gonna definitely get on here and get with you. And I ain't forget about reaching out in regards to having your number. Just, happen
Oh,
to
definitely,
work on
babe. Take
self
your time.
and
You got a life,
trying to
and I
get
know
that going.
when it's time, when you have time or you need to, you would reach out just like you have before. So it's not a big deal, honey. You doing what you got to do. You young to handle your business, do what you like to do, and enjoy yourself too. Take some time for yourself. Make sure you know what I'm saying. So yeah, definitely, honey. It's all good. You already know I got much love for you.
Much love as well, sister. So I appreciate it again. And I can't wait to catch the remainder of this build, but especially that build that y'all sisters finna have together because I'm like really excited. I had to go ahead and put the reminder for that one.
Yes, brother. I'm so excited too because I'm like, you know how it's crazy. Oh, I know you gotta go. I'm gonna say this last thing.
Nah,
You know how
you
it's
good.
crazy. Like a lot of the stuff I'll be talking about, and I'll be like, oh, I hate to say this because I don't want people to think it's pseudo. I know it sounds sci-fi, and all this crazy stuff. What's crazy is with her, right, in that Matrix movie, that's like everything I be saying, bro. It's so crazy.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
why I got
really,
excited
yeah. See,
when you
you
got
can
up there
imagine.
on
I'm like,
ADHD build. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I was waiting for you to go in because this is right up your alley. And then not only that, like you said, with her having that sci-fi effect in regards to what she brings to the table, it's just like, yeah, this is gonna be that's perfect because now this particular questions I know you're gonna be asking that I'm excited to kind of see her perspective on it as well because if you know what I'm saying, yeah, I don't know,
I
I
didn't
can't wait
think
to
people
share
would
it.
be
That's all I gotta say.
interested. And when I seen that, when Ab TV played the video, I'm looking like, dang, they excited about this. I said, well, dang, when I be talking about this kind of stuff, they like it's crazy. Or I'm boring the shit out of their ass,
You
one or the other. It'd be crazy, but I'm like, you know
feel
what, whatever. I said, so if that was good for him and it excited him, I said, let's do this. I said, I'm gonna ask her if she can do it, and we can, even open the panel. I'm gonna open the panel. I told her, I said, I want to open the panel so people can ask some questions and stuff too. Because I'm gonna do my show first, an hour, and then I'm gonna
me?
keep her on
Facts.
StreamYard for like another hour or two, or whatever, and I'm gonna open the panel. I'm gonna open the panel, let people come up, ask a question, maybe like the last hour and a half or
And
so,
have that
whatever.
Order.
Yes, and as you
Yeah,
already
and
we
please make
listen,
sure they
you
have
already know we
questions
ain't gonna be
because
playing.
they. I know how you are. Yeah, facts, facts,
So yeah,
facts.
that's
No,
the
I
thing. I
definitely
said,
hear
yes,
you. It's
this is
just that's
this
just
is
the
gonna be
disappointing
nice.
part.
Hmm. It's okay, babe, but it's all good. You already know. It'd be a little hurtful, and I be getting my emotions sometimes, but I know what to do. I'll be like, "Boop, click, leave, in, shit, get away." What is that? I ain't playing games with
No,
nobody. I
I
ain't let
definitely feel
nobody else
you.
take
But
my
again,
place.
sister, so I'm finna Grady hop off here again. Great privilege and honor to you. Thank you for the opportunity. And y'all have a good one. Salute to the chat. Salute to again you, sister soul. And again, I can't wait to catch that build and the
Yeah.
remainder of this one as well. So I'm gonna hop in the chat.
All right, babe. Thank you. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate
Of
you. You
course,
already
of
know.
course. Likewise. Peace.
So, I know, guys, we really just me and Ricky's got to talking or chatting real quick about everything. Y'all already know how my mind to go everywhere, right? So let's get back to what we was talking about. I don't remember where I left off, but I know we were talking about Oh, I think having that trust or building the trust with a person, once you have dishonored a person, hurt a person, had a lot of emotional things that have pulled on your heartstrings, it's really hard sometimes to forgive a mate, right? Now, you being the person that you are, you know if you're able to forgive that or not. You know if you're able to let it go. You know if you're able to um move past it, or if it's something that you won't be able to forgive or move past. So it's up to you to make that decision. You can't stay in a relationship knowing that you can't forgive the person, knowing that you're having grudges, knowing that you're holding certain things within yourself, so on and so forth. You cannot do that and at the same time expect the relationship to continue to grow. It won't grow. It's going to be stagnant because once that one thing is put in there, it's like a boulder. You put that boulder there, it can't be moved. It's going to take a lot of pushing and moving and shoving and plying and all of that to get that thing to move. So once you place that boulder there, that boulder would be that unforgiveness, that holding on to it, but saying that you let it go. I say a lot of times people hold grudges and think they're like putting that backpack on their back. It's just carrying the extra weight that you don't need. Something that's going to cause a disfigurement to your spine, throwing off your chakras, all of that. So the best thing to do is to get out of that relationship, leave that relationship, even if it hurts a little. A lot of times you can be hurt by a person and still be in love or love that person, but that doesn't mean you have to stay with that person. It's more harmful or hurtful to the person if they think they're forgiven and they're trying to build and move on and make peace and do the right things, and you haven't really forgiven them. So I think that's the most I want to say on that. That's just using an example of something more recent that's come across to me as an issue and a problem. Not being able to let go, you know, not being able to leave a relationship because you're comfortable, because you're used to it, because everything is just going so great and so wonderful. And then you had this one thing happen and it's like, oh, I'm gonna just ignore that one thing and continue on. That's fine. You can. You got to work through it. You have to find out. Y'all, my sinuses bother me. I know y'all can hear it in my voice, straining and everything. I apologize for that, but it's just, I really can't help it. Tell me about it. I could take, I'm lying, I could help it. I could go take something for it, but I don't feel like it. I'm actually drinking some green tea. I should have made something else. But either way, when it comes to that, we have to make sure that we are doing the things that are beneficial for both parties. I left the 8-year relationship because it was not going the way that it should have been going for me. I still had the love, but the things weren't right. um, I decided that it was better off for me and my children to be happy in more ways than just being used to a relationship. My ex, he was more of a person that didn't like doing a lot. He was working since he was like 14. His dad had a construction business, so he always worked with his dad. He even though he was responsible by working young, he didn't have, I guess, the opportunity to work with other jobs when growing and learning like different jobs and, experiencing other people, this, and that. Because being under his dad, he had a little leeway with certain things, even though his dad was very stern, very stern. He was something else too. But in the same sense, he would, not want to do anything. Oh, he go to work and oh, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Oh, let's go on a vacation, babe. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go nowhere. We'll go somewhere next time. I want to do this. Everything was about his sports. He loved sports. I got to watch all these sports stuff that I didn't really care for. I didn't mind that too much, but it was just like you forcing this on me. It's either that or you want to go out and hang with your homeboys where y'all gonna be smoking and drinking and chilling all night. Then you getting high and drunk, and then y'all want to be hanging. Then y'all around a bunch of people, this, and that. different things going on, putting yourself in a position, you do something you ain't got no business, and then you already know what's going on then. So, yeah, I used to have issues with certain things that he did, but he didn't like know how to do family things because he was raised by his dad. You know, his dad and mom was divorced. His dad had custody of him and his sister, so they were raised by a man. So, with the dad, his dad was, he used to run the street a little bit. He had a little money. He'd do what he want to do, lead the kids or whatever. And sorry to tell them their business, but it is what it is. Lead them do whatever he was doing, and the kids were kind of forced to grow up, a little sooner. So I think with him having a lot of responsibilities and things, that's why he liked to drink and chill because he was doing it when he was young with his homeboys, with his uncles, with his cousins, and he felt he's a grown man because he was working, doing this and that, so. And he was a little kind of controlling type of guy, and so sometimes you could love a person, but there's certain things you can't deal with because those things are too hard for you. I dealt with it for a while. I didn't mind him being a little controlling because he wasn't controlling to the point of like, having me do what he wanted. He never put hands on me, not that type, but he just wanted things his way. And just because I wanted to make him happy, I always kind of went along with what he wanted to do and the way he wanted to do it. I'm saying, oh, let's do this, babe. Let's do it this way. Oh, well, I think you can do this. So, it was that type of thing. So that was very controlling to me. I didn't really have a voice at that time. I was pretty young. So a lot of times when you're in positions where you're comfortable, you have that love for a person, it's really, really hard to let go, even though it may not be for you. It took for me, to be 32 years old when I decided that I was gonna leave. It wasn't for me. I was tired, I was not gonna deal with it anymore. And it hurt. It took me like 2 years to get over the heartache, but it was the best thing for me because he still didn't change. Like literally still didn't change. Years and years and years, still didn't change. More recently, over the last maybe I'll say 15 years, actually, he maybe has changed a little bit, but not as far as like the controlling the thing. So a lot of times people's ways, if you've been with a person a while and you see they're acting the same way, it's pretty hard for people to change because whatever they built into themselves, the way that they've grown into, this is the format of thinking that's, built into them. It's in them. So you can't really, how they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's not that they're a dog or an animal, but there is an instinct in the person of the way that they've pulled in certain aspects, seen things, viewed things, grown, and this is going to make that person be the way that they are, period. So if you're going to sit up and try and deal with a person on the aspect of staying with them because of the kids, staying with them because of, oh, it's going to be expensive, and oh, if I leave him I can't pay the bills, or if I leave her I can't pay my bills, and I'm gonna have to pay some child support, and I'm gonna have to do this and that. The fear of money, Lord, the fear of money would make people do some stupid shit. Like really stupid shit. um I had one friend that the one I was talking about earlier, having all these issues with the back and forth and this and that. She stays with her husband because the house, she don't want to leave the house. Oh, he takes care of her. He does this. She treats him so good. She cook for him. She clean for him. He don't got to do nothing but work, come home, go golfing, do what he want to do. You know what? She's still not appreciated. Talk to her like a dog. I mean, like literally like a dog. I mean, anytime he upset, tired, or irritable, then he want to make it up to her. He's so loving and kind, and it's like that bipolarness in a relationship can mentally drive a woman crazy. You men don't even know that. Like really. Oh, let me look in the chat. Fear. I was just about to say that. I don't know what I said. Which part, sis? I'm just saying this. I'm sorry, Bookie. I gotta start looking in the chat. I be trying to make sure I keep up. I was reminded, don't forget about my chat, and I love my chat, so I'm gonna make sure I be paying attention more. So yeah, it's like crazy. My friend was doing everything. I mean, like She get up in the morning. I ain't gonna lie, listen, like I'm talking about a good woman, better than me, and I'm a good one. Listen, I'm not gonna say she's a great one, because there's some things that as a woman, wouldn't do, or certain things, but she's good when it comes to an aspect of certain things that men look for. She up in the morning, she do a little daycare. She get up in the morning, she be ready for the kids to come. Her man work overnight, and when he get in, she have his breakfast ready, just like she have for the kids that she's doing the daycare for. She keep a spotless, clean house. I mean, she clean it all day throughout the day. She clean the outside. she gotta, she take the trash up. This man could come home from work early in the morning. Instead of him taking the trash up, he park his truck, get out his truck, go right in the door, and leave it for his wife to do. Now, I wish my man would expect me to take the trash out the house, let alone taking it to the curb, touching it, any of that. I mean, not to act like I'm too good for trash, but I mean, if I have a man in my home, I mean, even my son won't even allow me to take trash out. I mean, literally, like that's crazy. She can go to the grocery store, go shop, and have bags and bags in the car, and he'll just be sitting or doing something and won't get his butt up, come take the bags out, help her with the bags, even pretend to help. I mean, nothing. Things like that you have to be aware of when people are in relationships like that, when you're not being considered at all. The small things, is what counts. Um, I grew up. This is my personal thing. My mom always had my brother take out the trash, and she always said a woman should not take out the trash. The only time a woman should be taking out the trash if it's not a man around. I mean, period. She said the only time, that's the only time that should be going on. A woman shouldn't be shoveling snow at all. She said, no. That's another thing my friend used to be doing. She used to be shoveling the snow, I mean, raking the leaves. I'm just like, I mean, it's okay. I have gotten out and raking the leaves. I'm not going to lie, but that's not my job. I'm not going to be out here raking them dang leaves. I'm not pulling no trash up. I'm not going in the basement, getting stuff, pulling it up to the curb. Yo, listen, this is some stuff we not gonna do. So when it comes to these things, if your man is not this for the ladies, if your man is not respecting you enough to know that I don't want my woman touching the trash, I don't want my woman to have to pull these heavy groceries in and out the car, lugging bags and gallons of water, or whatever the case may be. If your man's not being consistently caring to you, and just it's consideration. It's nothing big. Like, I mean, I don't get it. It's simple consideration. I shouldn't have to ask you. I shouldn't have to say, babe, could you do this? Babe, could you do that? Babe, you should know. Just like you may have gotten up and you had your clothes washed and folded and all that. You can go right in the drawer and get your stuff out. Just like you may have came home and you had your dinner ready. Just like you may have came home and I know you had a long day and you said you was on your way. I had you some bubbled water running and your plate was ready when you got out and your clothes was on the bed. Yeah, doing all that. I'm considerate to you. I'm showing you love. I'm making sure that you comfortable. I know my man done took care of of us in the household by going and doing what he needed to do, whether it's his own business or working for somebody else, whatever you're doing. Whatever he's doing, if he's doing his part, and if a woman is home, which a lot of women are home, um, then that's the things that you should be doing. If a woman is working just like her husband is working, the woman should also be doing the same things that he's doing. You should be considerate to each other. Oh, we both working. I know, you're doing this, you're doing that. What time we on? Everybody's time is different. Sometimes somebody might work evenings, somebody might get home a little earlier. Be considerate to each other. If you're a guy and you and your woman is working, it doesn't mean that she has to cook dinner. It doesn't mean that she's the only one that has to do the laundry now. It doesn't mean you can't run her bath water and lay out something for her on the bed and, throw something on the stove. You could do that. It's not gonna hurt. Okay. Samantha said, I was just thinking That means that showing these traits are lacking in some sort. It typically stems from your. It's not your writing, Samantha, either. This phone is looking a little small with this writing to me. I'm sorry, babe. Trying to look at this. Let me unblue it and see. Lacking in some sort of typical. I gotta get reading glasses. I really am getting older. I gotta use my coriander seeds more often. I haven't been using them because I have 20/20 vision in my eye, but um, at nighttime maybe I'm having a little issue because I'm noticing this more. What else? From when reaching there was the mother and the father didn't really show. That's right, sis. Learn how to be a man that provides and protects. That's right, sis. Mother that emotional young boys and yes, yes, yes. That's right. That's right. Absolutely, sis. And I learned a lot from my brother. I have a big brother, right? And even when I was young, I guess this it depends on the learning of the people around you too. My brother was raised to be at least a young gentleman. I remember like going to the store or something when we were little, and like he'll be like, "You walk over here." He'll make me walk on the inside of the street, and you know, if we had stuff coming from the store, he carried the bags, and this is why certain things just I just know this is a man's job. I mean, at least from my perspective, and even if it isn't in the world's perspective, if this is what I consider to be my man's job, and you don't want to do what I consider to be your job, then don't expect certain things to be done that you think is my job. That could be whatever he considers it to be. Certain men want different things, or they expect certain things from their woman, or they think a woman should do this for them, or their particular lady should do that for them. So if that's the case, right, when you're having a relationship, the best thing to do is look out for each other, not being selfish, making sure I'm being as considerate to you as you are to me. The giving and caring must come the same, right? Um, I think it's really, really, really important. Phone calls. Let's talk about that. We're gonna talk about a couple of key things that kind of can be pet peeves and cause big issues in a relationship. I think it's important that you always respond to your partner's emotional phone calls, period. Any type of emotional call, spiritual call, mental call. An emotional connection is like the largest predictor of a person having the best type of success in their relationship. And the connection of the emotion is composed of a lot of tiny emotional cells, right? The cells in our body that ignite. Oh, you get excited. Oh, you get that phone call. Oh, it's bad. Whatever the case may be, right? Emotional calls are you and your partner's attempt to connect with each other, right? And that's anytime throughout the day. They can be like small moments, like when they want to get your attention, to have a quick chat, when they reaching out to you like, oh, how was your day, babe? Or um, you know, if something's going on, they come in from work and you see that they're a little distressed, they're not smiling, they're not feeling too good, or something's not looking right on them. Hey, is something going on? You okay? And, you know, did something happen today? A lot of times they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about it, just give them the opportunity to speak or whatever. A lot of times, when it comes to that, people can have divorces just because they lose an emotional connection with each other. They're not reaching out to each other, they're not able to speak to each other in a manner where they're comfortable. They're not open, they're not sharing with each other, they short with each other, they're not having intent conversations, they're not sitting down at dinner and having conversations with each other, discussing the day and what went on, being able to elaborate and put their emotions on the table and discuss them, and sharing with their partner and let them take some of that on, and disperse it in other ways. So If you think about ways that maybe your partner tried to connect with you in this past week, I'm sure some of you guys can think of ways that your partner wanted to connect with you in the past week, right? Probably a lot of ways when you think about it, right? Now, don't be too hard on yourself if you can't think of all the ways right now. I'm just asking you to ponder on that because this is something you could think of all the time, just here and there, remembering these small key points. And I'm gonna try to go over with y'all. It may just help to enhance something in your relationship, believe it or not. Just think about a couple of times or a few moments when your partner tried to connect with you. And just remember the next time that that happens, that you give them a little more attention so that they are able to make sure that they're open to do that, right? Yeah, that's very unhealthy, sis. Yes, very, very unhealthy, babe. That's like putting poison in the relationship, taking yourself away from all of that. It's sad, especially when you love a person. It's like you're trying. It's like y'all emotionally disconnected from each other. It's like we're trying to connect with each other. It's like, what can I do? You're trying to do these small things. It takes small things. It's not a big thing. Sometimes people are like, oh, the relationship's done. Oh, it's over. It's a wrap. Oh, it's only a wrap or done if the person's done something so detrimental that you really don't want to forgive them for. Like I said, if it's something that's so bad where it's like, okay, this has been something I know is gonna stick in my mind. I'm a person that I can't stand the cheating. Like literally. I can forgive anything but the cheating. Um, even if my guy came to me and told me, that something was going on with a person beforehand, and I had the opportunity to discuss that with them, so on and so forth, so we can try to prevent it or whatever, and then something happened, okay, I could probably work through that. I'm not gonna even lie. If my partner is continuing to tell me that he's faithful, this, and that, then I find out that you cheated, it's a wrap. I did it. I did it twice. I literally left a total engagement. I still got the ring for it too. I left, and I've been proposed to 3 times too. I left a ring, put right on the table, and he left it. We broke up. I left the house for like, how long was we was gone? I think me and the kids was gone for like 4 days. To my second daughter's godmother's house. We went over there. We stayed. He kept calling and calling. I'm like, nope, I'm not coming to the house till you leave. I'm not coming till you leave. And he waited and waited. He thought I was gonna cool down and be okay and come back and all that. And I didn't. So shit, he left. By the time I came home, he didn't take all his stuff, but he took a good little bit of his stuff, and he left my little ring, and yeah, we broke up after that. He thought we was gonna get back together. We talked and talked, and I just no, I can't forgive a cheater. I can't forgive a cheater. Nope, 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 nope. You cheat on me once, you'll cheat on me twice. Because what took your eye away once, it'll do it again. So I don't have a problem with that. A person is free to do what they want to do. That's their free will. I don't even have a problem with a man, sleeping with somebody else if they want to do that. But you better talk to me about it first and tell me. I mean, not to say that I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead and sleep with somebody, but hey, depending on the situation. If my health haven't been good and, I don't feel too good, I'm not really turned on by you sexually, but I still love you and I don't want to get rid of you. I might allow that. I mean, I'm just saying that's just me. Come to me, let me know, give me some options. That's just the way I feel about it. I'm not saying that that's totally acceptable in any and every case, but me, I'm a very open person. So, I would be open to like, if I was going through something physically and, sexually I couldn't take care of, my mate or whatever. And he was tempted to go out and he came to me like, dang, babe, it's been a year. It's been 6 months, I'm trying to be faithful, but man, I need something right now. Something, I can understand that. I might even permit that. Not saying I will, a future reference, future husband, if you out there. But but it's definitely something I would consider if I know that it's burning him to come to me with this because it's something he don't really want to do, but he a man and he got needs and this is the way men feel. You know, it all depends. Depends on the situation, depends on the relationship, depends on the person, depends on how everything's going because why you never know. If a person comes to you with the truth, I may say I don't want to deal with that. I may say, hey, I want to let you go, babe, because I'm still not ready to do that. And I still don't want to put you in a position, but I want you to, be happy and do what you need to do. Let that person go. Sometimes you gotta let go of love. And hey, if it's meant, it'll come back, you know? I know my friend had her ex was arrested for something. I don't even remember, but something he did. He did it. But either way, he was arrested. He did like 4 years and he was like, oh, I know you ain't gonna be faithful, this, and that. Literally, I can vouch like she was. She didn't do nothing. She might talk, flirted with a guy or two here and there, but she didn't do nothing. You know, yeah. I think it's important when it comes to deeply understanding your partner's inner world, not just, oh, I know them. No, like really understanding their inner world. Um, when you and your partner, how can I put it? Okay, you both you're together, right? But you're separate. When people are together, they say, oh, we, us, it's like me and him, she and I, whatever. It's because you're together. But sometimes when you're in a relationship, right, people forget that there's still a separateness. You still have to remember to have an individuality when it comes to the relationship because if you have your individuality, then you won't get too caught up in everything that is about we, and then you may forget that it's a he, and then he may forget that there's a she. When everything is built around what we're doing, where, you still have to remember to separate. Even though we're together, you have to separate. You have to allow that person their space. You have to allow them to do things. Um, I had a possessive ex before that was like kind of crazy. I won't get into that story, but he was very possessive. And I used to like, dang, babe, go chill, go with your brother. He had a younger brother. His brother used to be always coming to the house and, trying to get him to do stuff or whatever. He didn't drive or whatever. So, he'd be want my old man to come, let's go do this, let's go chill, let's that or that. He'll come take the bus, whatever, get dropped off to the house. I'd be like, Lord. And I'd be like, go with your brother, go chill, go do something. He'd be like, I don't want to, he didn't want to leave. He wanted to stick up under my ass all day, every day. He's so busy trying to worry about what I'm doing because he was out sneaking doing shit too. Even though he was up under my ass damn near 24/7, this man still managed to find a way to sneak some ass. I'm like, what is wrong with these men? And my homegirl used to say that, girl, he be up under you like that because he want to make sure what you doing because he be doing stuff, And I used to be like, yeah, but when I find out, and sure enough, when I did, but yeah, I used to try to make him go and do things and get away and go and sometimes people will make you feel their energies, what they're doing, what they're going through. That taught me a lot. My friend, like I said, my friend used to tell me, girl, he doing this and that. That nigga out there cheating, he doing this and that. That's why he always acting like that. Anytime we somewhere, he calling, he wanna know what I'm doing, where I'm at, all this other stuff. So she used to tell me that I didn't feel like that. I just felt like he was insecure. I said, oh, yeah, insecurities because his ex-wife had cheated on him. He was married young when he was like 23, 24. He was driving trucks and he was gone for like a week or two or something. Came home supposedly surprise his wife. Came home. The wife was sleeping with his friend and he ended up divorcing her and all that. And he's like had all these relationship issues. Here I go. I'm always understanding and understanding, trying to see what somebody else's issues is, you know. So I was understanding the fact that he had some little insecurities or whatever when it came to the cheating thing. So I felt like, that's why he act like that. But my friend was like, he doing something, he doing this, and that, and blah, blah, blah. And I just didn't see it. I never had that type of relationship. And yeah, I had somebody cheat on me before my ex cheated on me, but that was like a one time. He wasn't really a cheater. That was just went out doing too much. But this dude was just a hot mess. So yeah, I had to cut his ass go. And I was warned about that, but I didn't see it because, in the same sense, I was fooled. I was thinking, oh, he's such a good man, this, and that. And he drove RTS and, he had a good job and he was stable. He was even a minister before. And, he wasn't practicing minister when we were together, but he had been a minister before when he was young for years. And with him being a minister, had certain morals. I was like, oh, I like that. And man, it's not. Well, I won't even get into that story. We might get into a story about some crazy people one day, but if it come up, but yeah. So you got to be real careful when it comes to relationships. I was young, and I didn't really know too much. I had been out of well, I wasn't really that young. I was young considering for me, but I was out of relationship for almost 8 years, and I was like, just duped into something new and I was a little gullible, I guess, because I hadn't been in any long-term relationships other than that one. And it was kind of devastating. Took me a while to get over my ex. And then, I came into this guy. He seemed like he was so great. And you know how we get duped. But yeah, it happens. Yeah, communication is very, very, very key. It's impossible to help each other out and solve problems together if you don't understand one another. You have to understand your mate, know what's going on with them. That's like getting inside of them. That's the inner world of your partner. Not only that, but it's been proven, even scientifically, that you and your partner are always becoming like newer versions of yourself. You know how we evolve, we're evolving each and every day. Every day we wake up, there's a new opportunity to learn, grow, be a different person, turn a new leaf, as they say, so on and so forth, all these things. So often in the cases of people that get divorced, one of the persons, either the guy or the woman, they'll say they just woke up one day and didn't recognize the person. You've seen that in movies. They be like, "Oh, I just woke up and I didn't recognize them anymore. They were a totally different person." Da da da. The principle is is um usually when it's a conflict. So when they get heated, they get angry, then they'll jump and say that. And the principal is is a lot of times when there's this conflict that's going on, like between you and your partner, because of the way that they see the issue always being different from the way that you see it. So what happens is, instead of one person thinking, I'm going to just hear them, listen to them, I'm going to go in their world and see it from their perspective, someone's always trying to win, per se, the argument. When you're trying to win an argument, there's never the time to understand or inner hear with the inner ear what your partner is saying, because how can you understand what they're saying when you're trying to be conflicted with your point? Because you want to win the argument, right? Winning the argument never wins the argument. It's just going to cause you to lose. you know? So maybe taking some time to learn a little bit more about your partners in the world, today, tonight. This is Friday night, late evening, I don't know who's single on here, but if you're not single, you got your partner, sometime go lay up tonight, just ask them a few things you haven't even touched before. Talk about things that you may not have thought was important. Think about what may be important to them. You know them somewhat, so you can at least think of the things that are important to them. Ask them about, I don't care nothing about sports, but like I said, my ex he used to be in the sports all the time. He used to get on my nerves. I'll just be like, he loved the Buffalo Bills, so when they if they win or something like that, I'd be like, oh, there they go, boo, they in there. We'll be in the house, chatting and going crazy. I just did that with him. He loved it because it used to be funny. It was cute though. I liked his excitement because he liked it and he enjoyed it, and he did work hard though. He worked really hard, working with some men and all that, man. He was a hard worker, but he just wasn't socially empathetic to my plight and what I was used to. My mom used to take us on a vacation like every year, so I mean I was used to doing things with me and my kids, and you know I had to like force him to do things. It was always putting it off. It had to wait till the next time. Yeah, so he didn't understand that. So a lot of times you got to just still see what's best for you. I had to find out what was best to fit into my world, and what fit into my world was to leave. Even though I didn't want to, my kids definitely didn't want me to leave. They loved me to death, and it was hard, especially on my son. So yeah. How can I say? So when it comes to that, the best thing to say is honor your relationship's sense of we, while still being able to honor yourself and having a self-identification in yourself, with knowing that this is a part of me. They also have a part of them, respecting their space. I've heard people in marriages say, "Oh, we married, shit. You don't got no space, shit. Your space, my space." Different little things you'll hear people say like that. It's cute, but it's no. Everybody needs space. Everybody deserves to have their own space so that they're able to grow and go within themselves and be able to pull out things and make changes and evolve and all these other things. They can't do that if they're being diminished by someone else trying to keep them at a certain state. You and your partner are like two different people. And when you become, when you go into a relationship with a person, it's like a third entity, right? Because it's you, that person, and then it's the we. It's the separation of the you and I, you know. And I think it's important, just to distinctively notice um, the needs of each other. Make it a we instead of a me. You can think of yourself, but when you're thinking of yourself, if it's nothing that is particularly pertaining only to you, then it is we, right? So when you make a decision for the we, you have to think, is this good for us or is this only good for me? If it's good for me, then maybe it's not good for us. If it is good for them, then maybe it's not good for us. It's going to make your relationship healthier. It's going to make your relationship grow. It's going to make everything be a little more beneficial and balanced out when you're looking at things in a relationship, not trying to make decisions and things that are um, for your benefit. Not making decisions that kind of sway for your side of the plate and where you want it to go. Um, what else can I think up on that about the weed thing? That's pretty much all I have to say on that when it comes to that. Make sacrifices. You have to be willing to make sacrifices. That's a strong indicator that you are satisfying something in a relationship when you're making sacrifices for the other person. These type of decisions, are easy to make every day, and they span all over the topic when it comes to being in a relationship with a person, when it comes to money, sex, to the in-laws, household chores, all that stuff, you know. So just think about it in that sense. Um, Another thing, starting discussion softly. Don't get upset and then now you're upset. You about to throw every damn thing on the plate. You did this last week. You did this today. Boom, boom, boom. Blah, blah. You get on my nerves every time you do this. That I hate the way you turn your head. Come on. Let's have a soft discussion. Look at it like that. Make it a soft discussion. Remember, you don't want anything to get too heated. If you want something to come across to your partner and you really want them to hear you, think they're going to hear you in a screaming match? Absolutely damn not. What's going to happen is they're going to turn off that ear and they're gonna be nodding their head like they hear you and not even caring because they're toned out. If they're not doing that, they're gonna be screaming back at you, yelling, screaming, and hollering back at you because you hollering at them. Do you think they can hear you if they're yelling and screaming? No, absolutely not. Start with a soft discussion. You know, if you begin like conversating with a person, most of the time, if you're like at that low tone, you're gonna keep them level, right? As soon as you start to get hype or whatever, they're gonna get hype. Don't you notice that? You know you can never be sitting there screaming, yelling, the person just like, oh yes, sure. Right, I hear you. No, that's not gonna happen. You gonna get the same energy brought to you that you're bringing to them. Mm. Now you had to think about, did I start this conversation off poorly? 9 times out of 10, when you're having a conversation, if you don't start it off with a soft discussion, then 9 times out of 10, that conversation will begin to be very poor. There's nothing to discuss because you're not even going to get 1 point out of anything that was said. Nobody's going to hear anything you say due to the tone, the volume, the words that's used. Any kind of combination of these things, it can make it end real quick. You have the power to create, right? You have the power to manifest. We talk about this all the time. So when it comes to your relationship, you also have that power to create a healthy conversation with your partner. You have the power to make sure that everything that comes across is coming across in a way that they understand you and that they're not tuning you out or ignoring you per se because you're screaming and yelling or telling them something that they don't want to hear at this particular time. You're saying it in a negative tone, just the wrong type of connotation that they don't even want to take in. So you have that power. Just keep that in mind. Before you bring up an issue to your partner, you know what you could do? You can ask them you can ask yourself rather, what's going on? What issues am I having? What's going on with me right now? And what's going on in their world? Is this a good time to talk to them? Oh, they came in from work early with a bad issue. The work was stressing them out. This was stressing them out. Now you're going to come back and you're going to turn around and do the same thing, huh? You're going to get more stressed, even though they've been stressed at work all day, even though it may be something you need to bring up to them. Did you need to bring it up to them right now? Could you have brought it in a soft discussion and said, sweetheart, I want to talk to you about boom, boom, boom. I know you're having a bad day, but can we talk about this in the morning? Can we talk about this tomorrow after work? I don't want to forget. That's a soft discussion, bringing it to the forefront, but not making it an argument, not making it a big deal, not putting the person down, so on and so forth. A lot of times I could tell what type of relationship a person got just by the way they act around me. I be just watching it like, damn, you know, it's so apparent. If you have any issue, like I said, last thing I'm gonna say on this, make sure that you are bringing it up in a soft discussion. Make sure you're figuring out what's going on within yourself that you're even bringing the subject up. What made you bring it up? Why are you bringing it up? How important is it? Is this very detrimental? Is it something that I need to bring their attention right now? And is it something that can wait? If it's not something that can wait, and I do need to bring it to their attention right now, let me find the best way possible to bring it to their attention without upsetting the person, right? I think another thing that's very important that people don't do in relationships is express appreciation to each other. Yes, sis. I see this a wife. Come on, wife, talk about it. She said she had to learn that with her husband. I know that's right, sis. And be hard, man. Relationships are not easy. People think, oh, just jump in a relationship. Damn, I'll be like, how these people jump in and out of these relationships? How do these people like, as soon as they get from one relationship, they jump right into the next? So many people, they cannot stand to be single. It's like, damn, you don't love yourself enough. Shit, I love me. I can, I could stay with me forever. If somebody else wants to come and enjoy some of this good world, then you welcome. But you better be bringing the same thing I'm bringing, nothing but peace, love, joy, harmony, and a great heart. If you don't got that, I can't deal with it. I know, sis. Talk about that. Sis said I learned to separate. Peace and love, sis. Truth over lies. What's going on, babe? I know that's right. Sis say it's rewarding. Now, you hear this? Sis say it's very hard, but it's rewarding. Yes, it is. Imagine working so hard on something and it's like you finally got that battle. It's like getting to the end of the race and it's like, yes, I won. I got there. That's the reward. Racing through it, taking the time to make sure that you are actually doing the work to make it better, right? You're expecting it to grow and flourish and do something good when you're bringing some negativity and things that aren't great. And yeah, no, no, not at all. Excuse me, guys. I have to move for a second. So let's talk about appreciation. This is something I am so fond of. I love it when I'm appreciated. I love to show people appreciation. I just, I know that's right. Sis said, I am loving me, sis. That's right. Gas to do that. So when it comes to appreciating a person, right? You know how hard it is to show appreciation when you're not appreciated? When you can say like thank you and the person doesn't even say you're welcome. When you can do a very kind gesture for your mate and they don't even show you that they care or they noticed or paid attention to it or anything, right? A simple thank you, a wow, or I really appreciate when you do that for me. You know, these words and these type of things, they actually nurture and protect your relationship over the long haul, right? It's the lowest hanging fruit in your marriage when you are showing them that appreciation. So what I think when your mate's doing something for you, you don't have to always wait for them to ask, hey, you like this? As soon as you see it jumping, oh, I love it. Oh, that's great. Even if you don't. No, I don't believe in lying. But you don't have to say you love it, but you can definitely show that you appreciate it. You appreciate that they took the time. Babe, I really love you took the time to get this, even if you don't really care for it. I love that you took the time to pick this out for me. It is beautiful because more than likely it's beautiful if they picked it for you either way. It just may not be what you particularly like or want. So I just think it's important to do that. Practicing appreciation makes you far more likely to respond positive for a person to respond positively to you. When you're showing appreciation, they're gonna, look to make sure to do other things for you to show that gratitude again. They're going to show gratitude when you do something kind for them. They're going to notice when you do that special thing, something that they didn't think much of because you're consistently doing it. I'm doing this all the time. We're doing this all the time. Mom, I'm doing this. Dad, I'm doing this. Honey, whatever. People are always doing these things for you, right? So when people are doing things for you, you have to show some type of appreciation. You have to learn how to um, uh, I guess be able to bounce that back so that they can feel that same emotion that is like very gratifying when someone tells you thank you, I appreciate you, I love you, that was so sweet, this and that, you look beautiful, all these things encourages the person's heart to make sure that they're doing things, oh honey, I appreciate you. I'm so glad that you thought about me today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm drifting a little bit in my thought. This is why I was trying not to delay this thing to too late, and I kept putting it off. But I was on a phone call. I got in late. Just so many things going on. I apologize. So life is really complicated, guys. It's busy. It's chaotic. It's real easy for a person to lose sight of the things that really matter to them in this life, like your relationships and, building it and showing the appreciation, being inside of their world, making sure that they're inside of your world so that you guys are building together, making a whole galaxy of, interesting things that are going to be built together. Um, Depending on the type of culture you have, that can add some structure to your relationship, depending on the relationship that you came from, where that your mate came from. If they're with families, if your mate came from somewhere that was like a different culture, blending blending and mixing the culture, you know. Um, it can like provide structure, with your marriages, or with your relationship or with your partner if you are doing the right things and creating that particular culture. Coexisting, creating like certain things you do together, little rituals, like let's have we both got work in the morning, but we gonna get up 30 minutes early so we can sit and have a cup of coffee together, babe, or making sure, every other week you're going out like on a date night. Like I said, my one relationship was wrong on because my ex did not like doing things. He didn't want to go out. You know, um he didn't want to go like to trips with the kids, and he just felt like, oh, that was too much time for this and that, so yeah. um I'm getting a little tired. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, when you're going through different things, every relationship is different, so you have to judge on, what it is. Like I said, I don't, I can't really forgive the cheating. It's possible with the circumstance, but oh gosh, y'all, excuse me. See, this will be happening when I be on. Sometimes I'm on other people panel. They be talking so much, like people cut me off and ignoring me and stuff. I'll be sitting there for a minute. I'll be done doze the heck off on their butt. Like real talk. Like I'm out. I don't even play. When I need my rest, my body like it's time to go. Um, I think it's important when you guys have structure in your marriage or relationship or building with your partner, for you both to have certain goals and certain dreams, and like I said, create those little rituals. I'm sorry, guys, I swear. An evening walk, all these things, these little small things, just looking up at the stars, enjoying the night's air and the breeze. All this enables you guys to prioritize your relationship on a consistent basis, even when it gets crazy, and things are going real weird in your relationship or whatever. You can still strive to do better just by making these small little steps to do different things, making things different every day. You know, doing this, it'll help you define your family's values, mission for the purpose and building your foundation, those type of things. The foundation of your future goals, your dreams, when you guys are doing that together, your culture keeps you connected over time and shapes how your family thinks about the world and defines what your the work and things that you're doing toward the relationship, and you'll be able to see the achievements that you have worked for when you're doing that. Excuse me. I swear I'm trying to make this last yarn. I'll mute the next time. I'm sorry, guys. So, in the culture of the creating process, where you're getting to know one another's goals and both the different things that you're going through with on a day-to-day basis, the dreams a person has, the certain values they have. You guys would need to like combine those things so that you think and feel about the world into a single family, what's best for our family. And, even though I have my individual, when it comes to this, we are together as one. So, what's best for the family? That's one of the greatest privileges of being in a relationship or a partnership. You can both bring meaning to your lives, both of you, because you're working and striving for something together. I think it's very important to have the perfect mate for you so that you're able to, be on the right page. Okay. And oh, guys, I'm gonna get out of here in just a minute. I'm so sorry. I wanted to, go over a few more things. I guess I'll do maybe a part two to this sometime next week. It's been so much going on. Very busy week. My birthday is Monday, and I was trying to see if I was going to go to Atlanta because Ab Power mentioned this thing about Trey Ali, and this thing he's doing there Tuesday on the 21st, which is the day after my birthday. I did hit him up trying to see about these tickets. I haven't really gotten any information. I gotta hit my bro, and when I get off of here before I doze off, Jay might see what information he got because we was trying to get the information on the tickets, what was going on. I want to get a little section if I do go, because I do not like to be crowded, people bumping, thumping, stepping all over me. I like to, be comfortable. So I haven't gotten any information yet. I need to leave by tomorrow. So if I don't get confirmed by tomorrow early, I'm not gonna be going, but I definitely am planning to get up there. Samantha, J might told me that we could probably link, sis. I hope we can if I do make it. I'll make up my mind by in the morning. I had to change at the drop of the hat. I do have a reserve on my flight and my room and stuff for right now, just in case. Not a reserve. I got a reserve on the room, but I have my plan for my flight saved. So all I gotta do is put the card in the morning if I decide to do it. I'm just a little discouraged because it's like, I was going coming up there to like meet a couple of people and make sure I see some of the brothers and sisters from the indigenous side, and I'm just not hearing too much positivity about the trip. And yeah, but the last thing I'm gonna say, guys, for getting out here on relationships for now is remember that when you guys are having conversations about money, right? You know how you start arguing. A lot of times people are arguing in relationships about the money. 9 times out of 10, it's not about the money in itself. Typically, what you're really arguing about when it comes to that is the money revol revolving around how you spend that money. And that's the conversation about what's going on with the here and the now. How you save for things that really matter, which is the conversation about your future. So, when it comes to the money, the truth is that each of us has a different way we want the things here and now to be, and how we want our future to look. But when as we talked about earlier, when it comes to separating the us from the we, which is making two individuals, you guys have to remember that, right? Each of us all have a different way that we're supposed to deal with the here and now, right? And that's why couples tend to fight a lot of times about money, because the differences in these different perspectives can, easily lead to a lot of strife in people's life, make them stressed out, this, and that, blah, blah, blah. In addition to having different perspectives, each person also has a cognitive relationship with money. Unconsciously, they're thinking about money and I ain't able to pay this bill. Babe, you went and bought this pair of shoes for $200. Shit. We got this $300 gas bill, that type of thing. That type of stuff influences the spending and the saving tendency of children, children in their teens. Then they grow into this with with the adult experiences that they have, continually crafting, different likes and dislikes and disregarding money and, so on and so forth. So it's okay to spend money on things, but not on others. Nah. Remember the inner um information I told you guys about the sun gazing. If you and your mate were like sun gazing and meditating together, this is a very good way to build a bond. This is something that you guys would be able to discover and come into the full knowledge of together, which would be like a phenomenal experience of growth between any couple when it comes to that type of thing. So just keeping in mind, if if you are in that type of predicament that you have that opportunity. Oh Lord, I just literally almost dozed off, y'all. I just lost my thought. I'm definitely gonna have to get off of here right like now. I'm so overwhelmed. I've been doing a lot this week with my grandbabies and ooh, my daughter and them drive these school buses and they had to be up so early. It's just so much. Man, it's a lot. Oh, it's a lot. Just remember we talked about like the inner world and, the we and the individualities. Remember those things, appreciating your mate, showing all types of love, being considerate to them and, things of that nature. When your partner is able to hear what your value is or what is not in a small smoke in a spoken word that is like a soft word, the odds are that you'll be able to have a very good productive conversation with them and you'll be able to tremendously see results and the differences in your relationship if you start to do this soft spoken word, talking with kindness, speaking from the inner self, not thinking of just the I, but remembering the we and also the other I on the other side. Sis said, I was wanting to go to the genealogy event that Tribe Biz is having. Oh, see, I don't know anything about that, sis. Can you put the information in the chat for me, sis, so I can check it out? I'd appreciate it, boo. 'Cause I didn't know anything about that. See, that's something else I could have been planning for instead of this weekend. Put it in the chat for me, babe, if you can. Sis said truth and love, truth said peace and love to everybody. Yes, sis, if you still here, boo, please put it in there. Oh, truth over lies. Thanks, babe. Yes, Moonface. Thank you, boo. Appreciate you, babe. I'm very sorry I wasn't very, very prepared for you guys and wasn't well rested and able to deliver this more concisely and with a little more clarity like I wanted to yesterday, guys. But hopefully we'll do the part two very soon, and then I'll have a little more thorough of a conversation for you guys, like I wanted to have. I'm really feeling tired. It's been a long, draining week, and yeah, I'm just a little bit drained. A lot of stuff going on, so just please make sure that we're caring to our mates, like I always tell you to do to strangers. So you know what I'm telling you to do to a stranger. You already know how much love I want you to give to your mate. So let's just do that. Being considerate, remembering to think of, outside of yourself, there's another I when it comes to a relationship. So, all of that. All right, guys. Peace and love. I'm out. Moonfay, if you get the information, babe, send it to my email because I might come for that next week. If I did come for this Trey Ali thing, I would have to get my ticket in the next couple of hours, or at least by in the morning, because it's gonna be high as heck in the morning. I know anyway, but I was gonna do it, so I don't know. Just send the information to my email, babe. Sister Soul Main Radio at Gmail. Yes, sis. Says I look, I literally was in a mid sentence and I swear I almost dozed. I just I played it off and kept talking. I got to confess. I literally I was talking to y'all. I like dozed off. I didn't even remember what the heck I was talking about and I just started talking about something else, I swear. But I just didn't want to get too distracted because yes, I am so tired and I hated that I put this off and I hated I wasn't able to deliver it to you guys the way that I wanted to, but I'll definitely be bringing it back in full force with all my energy in the next couple of days, right? Oh, sis says she's trying to get the info, so I'm gonna hold on a second before I get out of here. Yes, sis. Sis says she did that before too, girl. Literally. Yo, listen, I think I read either something that Samantha wrote or Gretchen wrote. One of y'all wrote, let me see, where was it? I can't remember where it was now, but one of y'all wrote something, right? I was reading the comment, right? As I read the comment, I was like sitting here thinking in my mind. I read the comment. I went to thinking something from the comment. Girl, I literally just dozed off. That shit was funny. I almost laughed, but I was like, okay, pull it together. So then I just said, I finished what I had to say, and I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to get it out of here in a second. Like I was like, yeah, almost out of here. Hmm. Okay, so sis, I tried to find his channel. Oh, I did find his channel. I'm lying. I did find it when he came up, um, when Chief's son out was up here that day, babe. I got it. So I'll go on there and look for, and I'll next build I have, I'll mention it and discuss it with you. Let you guys know what's going on with that as far as what I know, because I hadn't heard anything about it, babe. Oh man, the sinuses is draining and my throat is so annoying. So yeah, babe, I'm going to look forward to talking about that or getting information on that. Hopefully I can discuss that and see about that too. Yes. Me too. Yes, sis, send it to me, please. Oh, he said I can contact him for any information. Perfect, sis. Yes. I'd love for him to talk about his treaty and stuff with me. Man, I'm glad you told me that, boo. Put it, oh, it's on the chat. It's on the chat. When he came up with Chief Sunna, I actually wrote it in my notebook. Talking about this on the chat. I got it. I do have his email. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm glad you reminded me, babe. See, I be forgetting stuff sometimes. Y'all think I'm playing about being half delirious. Shoot. Sometimes when I'm tired, especially. But yeah, I'm gonna do that, babe. I'm gonna make sure I do that. That's why I put this highlighted this so I can remind myself. So yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna email him and ask him about that. I want him to go over like, um, what made him do the uh the form that everyone's using now, and ask him a little bit about let him promote it and stuff like that. I love that. Yes. Oh, Grace, sis, I swear I never even had heard of him when you were telling me that day. I went and I subscribed to him right after, but I hadn't heard the brother. But I believe I saw him on somebody's panel maybe before, but I never knew he had a channel or whatever. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm so glad y'all put me on the other day. That was perfect. Yep, perfect. Thanks, babe. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. I hope my whole chat is gonna rest well. Nice flips and somersaults and be flying across all types of skies in their dreams and just enjoying everything within them, and letting their spirits soar tonight. All right, guys, I'm out. Listen, before I get to chatting and getting delirious and dozing off again, I am about to be like off of here. So thanks so much, sis, for the information, babe. Once again, I love you guys. I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh, yes, tomorrow I'm gonna do the superheroes. Even if I do decide to go to Atlanta, I promise. I said I'm gonna try to make sure I stay. If I do postpone it, it'll probably be because something happened, and then maybe I'll make it for Monday. Um, but I definitely am going to do that. All right. All right, guys. I am out. Peace, love, everything, joys, and great and fullness to all of y'all. Y'all know what I want y'all to do. Make sure you're going to sleep with a loving heart. If you have a mate, make sure you go to sleep and tell them, all the love that you have for them, giving them a soft spoken word and allowing them to speak and, hear them from the inside and, separating the I from the we and, all the things we talked about real quick. So. It's been a pleasure as always, and much love. I'm out, guys. Much love, sis.